Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where we follow up on last week's episode, answer listener questions, and catch up with each other. The person I'm catching up with is, of course, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks for coming this week. Gotta ask you off the top, did anything good or not good happen to you this week?
Oh, something great happened to me this week. I don't know if you're...
Rare for you, I feel.
Very rare and very exciting. This made my week, actually. I don't know if you listened to the No Dunks drop on Friday. We were talking about menu hacks or cooking hacks.
Okay.
That we each had, and mine, wouldn't even consider it a hack. It's just something that I do from time to time, and that is to when I'm
he's so excited, folks. He cannot get the words out.
I just fucking Slack just went off. I forgot to put do not disturb, so I'm going to do that now. But I was talking about my hack, and my hack is this: when I make toast, every so often, I like to put Nutella on it. You know, okay. Chocolatey, delicious, smooth Nutella. Maybe a little bit of butter underneath. But what I really love to do is put crunchy peanut butter and then a layer of Nutella, right? I've invented Reese's peanut butter cups, okay? Peanut butter and chocolate, they go together, as you know, right?
Are you going to get to the point where you explain what the hack is, or am I supposed to be wowed here?
You're supposed to be wowed here.
Let me know when I should be wowed.
You're supposed to be
good when you
right
can tell
now.
the person.
Chocolate and peanut butter on toast is delicious, okay?
I mean, as you were explaining, I was getting ready to shit on you and then say, oh, you mean a Reese's peanut butter cup? But you shat on yourself.
I shat on myself. I thought, this is so pedestrian. But I got a lot of response. Like, a lot of people were like, wow, this is great. In fact, somebody tweeted and added Nutella, the official Nutella, and said, hey, this is so ingenious. Why don't they make a crunchy version of Nutella? And then guess what happened? Nutella liked that tweet. Okay, that's not the exciting thing.
Okay.
The exciting thing is, on Instagram, I got this message from a little ice cream parlor in Columbia, Missouri. And it says this: I run a little ice cream shop in Columbia, Missouri, and I heard you mention your menu hack of Nutella and peanut butter, and I am turning it into an ice cream as we speak. Thanks for the idea and everything you do. Okay? I'm like, this is amazing. How is
thanks for everything you do. Well, is this a listener?
I assume so. They heard it on the show.
Oh, okay. I thought they saw the Nutella tweet or something.
No. This is a DM, and they slid into my DMs on Instagram. Okay, so I'm like, this is awesome. I'm very excited. And then they sent me another, and then they went on to sort of, I was like, what's the place called? And it's called Sparkles Homemade Ice Cream, and it's in Columbia, Missouri. It's an 11-hour drive from here. I looked it up because how have I never come across chocolate and Nutella and peanut butter ice cream before? It's ridiculous. It's like the most natural combination.
Where does the crunch come in?
The crunch comes in from the crunchy peanut butter.
Right. So then why is someone asking, why don't you make crunchy Nutella?
Well, that's a
like, what would the crunch in the Nutella
the hazelnut. There are nuts.
Oh, okay, you're
Nutella.
right. You know what? This is less dumb than I thought it was 5 minutes ago. You're right. They make, if in fact we are to believe that Nutella is a peanut product. I mean, it's not a nut product.
Right.
Though, do you think we're going to end up finding out, like, someone's going to actually us and be like, much like the peanut, it's actually not a nut.
Right.
It's not a legume.
Right.
Well, supposing it is,
yeah.
In theory, instead of pressing puree on the Vitamix, they could be pressing...
Chop.
Yeah. And we can get both a creamy, smooth, but chunky version of it.
Exactly. I mean, that's my hope. But anyways, getting back to the ice cream.
Oh, sorry. Just going to jump in one more time. I already have a name for it.
Go on.
Newtella. N-E-W.
Oh, I love it.
Maybe that's just the marketing strategy. There's a Nutella.
The Nutella. Is a
Tell a
Nutella
friend.
in town? Tell a friend, because things got a whole lot crunchier around it now.
That's right. Okay. Also, where do you see Nutella most? I know you believe you invented a hack by putting it on toast, but on a crepe, right? A dessert crepe?
100%, yeah.
Now, a crepe, funnily enough, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I had a crepe, a late night crepe. There was a, you know how I'm always complaining that the only thing open late at night is ice cream stores?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we were at a bar and walked out, and a man had set up a stand, kind of like you would see like a taco stand here.
Yeah.
Very typically, but it was a Nutella stand.
Like
no,
the
sorry, it
streets
was
of
a
Paris.
crepe stand.
The streets of Paris.
Oh, it was as if the Eiffel Tower was behind me, JD. I stepped. You have to step in dog shit to order it. Actually, there's dog shit lining the front of the thing. You got to step. As soon as you step in it, you can order the crepe. Anyways, there's no story here except to say it was fucking delicious.
Right. Exactly.
So Nutella.
So sorry, you had Nutella?
Well, yeah, this kind of ruins the story, but no, I didn't. It was a dulce de leche.
Okay, and you know what? That's acceptable.
But what I was going to say is the crepe is buttery soft, right? Nutella, buttery soft.
Exactly.
Having going on chop mode, having a little crunch, a little texture in there, could only enhance this crepe.
It would save the crepe in my mind, because the crepe is one of the most overrated things in the world. The second maybe to the pancake, which is garbage, right?
I don't even know what to say.
Okay,
so you think they're craps? Crepes are crap?
Crepes, I'm not huge. I like them better than pancakes for sure. And if I'm on the streets of Paris, yes, I will get a crepe. That's the only acceptable place to get it. Standing on the streets, maybe in LA, but preferably
known for their crepes.
Preferably in Paris. Anyways, getting back to this ice cream, they went on after I was asking questions about the name of the place and everything else. They said the only way to honor you more than naming the flavor JD. So they might be naming this ice cream after me.
Oh my god, this
would
is huge.
Be to make the label using the handshake from Predator, and they sent me this picture. It's coming up now, and it's like one of those, in
the meme
craft, the Predator meme, but also I love this artwork. It's specific to ice cream parlors, I think, where it's just like kind of drawn with a Sharpie, colored in with markers and stuff. It looks really cool, but the handshake, the Predator handshake, the Nutella with the peanut butter. I am honestly thinking I'm going to drive to Missouri.
Oh, I think you have to.
I have to, right?
This is never going to happen again. I mean,
it's never going to happen.
Let's be honest. You're never going to have a sandwich named after you famous.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So this is your best shot.
If they name it the JD, I'm absolutely going to have to drive 11 hours. That's
Can you put the
11
picture
hours.
back up? Because I did have a question about it.
Sure, yeah. One sec. Ask your question while I'm putting it up, or do you need to see it?
No, I'll ask it as you're putting it up. But what the hell's up with this Illuminati imagery in this?
You know what? I think this is just artwork. It's a very sort of...
Well, I don't like it, JD. This is a secret society of people that are up to no good. They're controlling everything. They're controlling the ice cream. They're the ones that are making it so there's no dessert places open past 5 p.m.
Oh, come on. This is Missouri. Anything goes in Missouri. It's a good question. I think it's just the sort of kitschy artwork they have in the ice cream place.
Okay, you say kitschy, I say global world order.
Hey, if ice cream is at the top of the global world order, I'm in. I'm fine with it.
I didn't know George Soros controlled the ice cream supplies. Well, anyways, if you go, you'll have to do a whole video. You'll have to report back.
Yeah.
Do you know when? Did they give you a date?
No.
A launch date?
Well, they said they were making it now, so I don't know. Maybe it's on the menu right now as we speak.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a bottle of wine or something where they have to leave it in an unoaked or an oaked casket for 10 years before they can serve it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they could pretty much have this ready tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make handmade ice cream in your freezer overnight. So
I suppose, yeah.
Okay.
So
What would you want them to name it? Just straight up JD?
No. I mean, they sort of insinuated they were going to be called.
Yeah, but I think
JD,
you could. It's within your rights to write back and say, I would actually prefer the Doyle.
The Doyle.
Or
yeah.
Maybe name it after one of your kids? Both of your kids?
My third kid.
The Jinkin?
The ice cream. The Jinkin.
the Lack? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you got to find something that's, crunchy Nutella. I mean, maybe they go Nutella. Maybe they steal my $1 million idea.
Right. That's fine.
On the label, you just see NEWTULLA. Immediately, I'm asking questions. I mean, what do you mean, Nutella?
Yeah.
What makes this new? Well, it's actually crunchy. That's genius.
It totally is. I wonder if people would like that. And they didn't say whether they were using crunchy peanut butter in the ice cream. I don't know. Would that be? I think that would be better, in my opinion.
But that's dating back to my original problem. I think you only need one. You either go smooth peanut butter, chunky Nutella, chunky hazelnuts, or you go smooth Nutella, otherwise known as Nutella,
regular Nutella,
with crunchy peanut butter,
right.
and then it's the peanuts that's giving you the crunch.
Yeah.
I don't think you want peanuts and hazelnuts. Too many nuts.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
And weirdly, hazelnut. Do you think it's a good nut? I don't think it's.
I'm not chomping those down solo. Yeah. It's usually in something. It's usually in chocolate when I'm enjoying a hazelnut, actually.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thanks. It's huge.
I'm glad something good happened to you, finally.
Yeah, finally, right?
You look at your two kids and the eyes say, finally something good happened to me.
I mean, I could argue that it's bad because finally there is an ice cream flavor that I'm all in on, and it's an 11-hour drive from here.
Yeah, but this is how it starts. Soros puts it in Missouri, then it spreads. Suddenly Jenny's is on board. Salt and Straw wants to take a little peek.
Get out of here,
McDonald's wants a little taste.
This is too interesting for Jenny's. Get out of here, Jenny's.
Jenny's does interesting things. Brambleberry? No one's doing Brambleberry.
Brambleberry, please.
I don't even know what a Brambleberry is.
Me neither. I think it's made up.
Well, anyways, I am good. Something good happened to you, not just because nothing good ever happens to you. But
I have lots.
Because I only have bad things to report from this week.
Shit.
So you know how I'm doing DIY immunotherapy?
Yes.
Yeah. So in other words, I've been taking these allergy shots.
Yeah.
Basically once a week, now once every 2 weeks, at a doctor's office, and finally figured, why am I going in, spending time driving there every day, waiting, driving back, when it is an option to bring it home, put it in my fridge, buy my own needles, and do it myself. And in this case, Jill would be doing it to me. So we went in. I can't remember what about this. I think I said that we went in for the appointment to get a lesson.
Yes.
So it's 2 weeks from then. So yesterday was the first home injection.
Okay. But she's done it before. She did it. Jill, this is Jill, your girlfriend. She did it in the office under the supervision of a professional, a healthcare professional.
A healthcare professional.
Okay.
Yes. And so the anticipation has been killing us because it's been 2 weeks. She's been wanting to jab me with this needle. The needles are unopened.
Okay.
So first we realized we don't have alcohol. Now, you're supposed to put like a cotton swab with alcohol on the center, so you clean it to make sure, wait till it air dries, and then you do it. So we had to go out and get the alcohol, so we were a day late. So the anticipation is building for an extra day. She's champing at the bit.
Okay.
Finally, the moment comes. Now, I should say, I've been doing this for 2 years completely without incident. At the first place I went to, they made me wait in the waiting room for a half hour.
All right.
Just to make sure that nothing happened. Because it is serious.
Yeah, you have to
people
wait.
that have, talking about Nutella and peanut butter, people that, let's say, have anaphylactic reactions to peanuts can go in and get immunotherapy, but they have to have their EpiPen on them because if they, it could be fine, whoop, we've gone too far.
Yeah.
Their throat closes and they can die quite easily. Right. So they want you to wait in the waiting room. The second place I went to, they were a little more lax. They were like, have you ever had a reaction before? I was like, no. They're like, get out of here. So again, without incident for 2 years.
Right. Oh, God. Do you have an EpiPen, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you have to have an EpiPen.
Okay.
Before they'll let you do this.
All right.
And so Jill injects me. I literally was like, "Ow!" Like,
Well,
which has never happened before.
What happened with what? You were able to keep it together for the healthcare worker, but not for you have an intimate relationship with Jill, so
yeah, right.
She's seen you at your worst already. So yeah, you let it fly, let the yow fly. What about the alcohol?
Well, yeah,
What'd you use for alcohol?
No, we went out and got some.
Oh, you got some. No,
we just waited a day. Yeah, right. Because it's not like every time that the healthcare professional did it, I was like holding back saying, "My arm, you wench!" But, this did hurt because, and this is not Jill's fault. I want to be clear. Jill's going to listen to this. Honey, babe, this is not your fault. You're not a trained healthcare professional.
Right.
I knew going into it, I was like, there's going to be a learning curve here. How she injects me in month 6 is not going to be the same way she injects me in day 1.
Day 1, of course.
Just like, frankly, I never had a dog in my whole life. Now I have this dog by proxy, been walking the dog. The first time I walked that dog, you should have seen how tentative I was on that leash. It's got one of those retractable buttons on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, totally.
I couldn't figure out when to let it go, when to tighten up, crossing the street. I was like, almost had to have 2 hands.
Yeah.
Now I could scroll Twitter and walk the dog, no problem. It goes in the street, I say, "Get back here." The dog's deaf, though, so you really got pulled. But anyways, much like I am now a professional at walking this dog, she will become a professional at injecting me.
Yes.
But it happened to really hurt.
So what was different about it? Like, well, what was different about
could have been the
technique?
angle,
Okay.
could have been the part of my arm that she injected in, could have been that I'm working out and there's less fat in the tricep area. Mm-hmm. Probably not that, to be honest. But anyways, so it hurt.
Right.
But I'm holding it together. I was like, "Ow." She's like, "Did that sting?" I was like, "Yeah, honestly, it kind of did sting, but all right, cool, we did it."
Right.
5 minutes later, I don't feel so good.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm starting to like feel my throat is hurting me in a way that's never hurt. My arm is blowing up. It's like starting to get real red at the site of injection. God. And in the middle of the red, there's like a white part that's raised, like embossed on my arm. So I'm like, I gotta find my fucking EpiPen. So now I'm running around the house trying to find the EpiPen, and I'm in the process of moving too. So I'm like, oh right, I have a couple of them lying around, like in the same way that I have a Burt's Bees in every area of the house.
Yes.
I find one in my bag. I take it out, and I'm like holding it like a gun at a robbery. I'm like, well, I don't want to have to use this, but I will use this if you push me too far. So I'm just waiting to see like how bad is this going to get. Luckily, the throat thing hurt, but it was holding steady.
Okay.
But my arm started to balloon up and get redder and redder and redder until like this entire part was just bright red. And
so
I was like,
you're pointing at your tricep area.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
The whole upper half of my arm. And I was like, oh, this is it. I had the reaction they've always warned me that I could have.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just basically had to lie down. I had a yoga class, had to cancel. Got charged $12. Wasn't happy about that. But there was no way I could go. And I just had to face facts. So now, again, this is not Jill's fault. But we're gonna make an appointment to go back in 2 weeks and just be like, hey, like here's pictures of what happened. It was obviously a reaction. So we're gonna have to go backwards in the amount of cc's. I don't know what a CC is, but it's like either it's a shot or a motorcycle. I don't know why are those the only two things measured
or
in
a barber.
CCs. Oh, shout out to Cece, our old Atlanta barber. Anyways, so we have to go back.
So did she have to take it out of a vial? Or did you say that they're already...
It's my responsibility to pull it out of the vial. She's not allowed to do that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm getting to go doctor mode. Like,
neat.
I'm doing, if you're just listening, what would you call it? Like flicking the vial?
Flicking it, yeah. Looking at it, yeah. Cool.
Like, honestly, like the only people that flick a vial are like the villains, the torture villains in movies. Like the come, Mr. Bond.
Yeah, that's right.
Or like a heroin person, you know.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get the bubbles out.
Exactly.
And anyways,
so do you think
we gotta go back.
you grabbed too much then, or
No. It's easy to see on the thing. I was at 0.5 cc's. That's what I'd worked myself up to, and 0.5 is the peak we're going to here. So I was at 0.45 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We go up 0.5 every time,
Okay.
but it was too much. And now I'm starting to wonder if I actually had a reaction last time. But I thought my arm was itchy and it was a bit red, but I thought it was just because they were teaching Jill how to do it and they left the needle in there for a while they were like,
right.
No, not here. Like, they were really futzing around with it. But I think I might have to go back to 0.4.
Okay. Well, it's a step in the wrong direction, but
it's okay. Jill, you did great. This isn't on you.
Did you take some flexing photo? Like, because it was so swollen, like, did you get like your
No, it just looked
nice?
puffy. It didn't look.
It didn't look cool.
It didn't look sexy. Yeah. The other bad thing that happened to me is I was rejected from a co-working space.
No.
I suspect. I mean, you tell me if this is a rejection. So because we're moving in together, it's just a 1-bedroom.
Right.
And she works from home, I work from home. I started thinking, this isn't going to ultimately work. Like, I got to find somewhere to work during the day.
Yeah.
And not to mention the 3 pets running around.
Yeah.
So I did some research, found there's a co-working space not far from us. Not like a major brand name one.
So it's not like a WeWork.
It's not a WeWork.
Okay.
And it looked kind of cool. So I set up an appointment to tour it. And I go, it's a Saturday, so there's no one there. But it is open on Saturday, but there was no one there. And basically what I wanted to see was, could I record a podcast in there?
Yeah.
And there was a conference room. You would have been so proud of me. I walked in, looked up at the ceiling. I said, there's a high ceiling. A lot of windows, so there's a lot of glass. So what did I do, JD? Just like you taught me.
Yeah. Clap it up.
Just checking the echo. And it, like, you would have vomited.
Oh, yeah.
There was like nothing on the walls. It was so echoey.
But then, not a podcast studio. It's a boardroom.
No, I know. But I thought, you know, maybe.
Of course.
This would work. But honestly, the bigger problem, because she said, well, maybe in the future we could add some stuff to make this more, because there's other people that have been asking to record podcasts, because fucking every loser in the city has a podcast. Just like me.
Hey, we were first. We were first,
so I should have told her that. Maybe she wouldn't have rejected me. Anyways, by the way, this place just started. They're looking for members, right? Okay. They have not reached capacity of membership.
So what's going on?
So I clap in the room. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not like I said to her, like, well, this would never work. But in my head, I'm like, all right, it doesn't really work for that. My biggest problem was there was a door to the conference room, but it was one of those doors that's like the outer border is wood, and then the inner filling is glass.
Yeah.
Like frosted glass, so you can't see through. But if everyone's being quiet, working away on their laptops, literally 3 feet from me, I'm not going to feel free to talk about piss, shit, sucking, and fucking like we normally do on this show.
Our favorite topics.
The show is built on 4 pillars. Shitting and pissing and sucking and fucking. So I go, okay, it's not going to work for that. So now I'm trying to think, like, will it work just for regular laptop work?
Yeah.
My other... Go ahead.
So this boardroom wouldn't be your actual space that you're renting. You would have access to the boardroom for, like, if you booked it, like for an hour at a time kind of thing.
Yeah, my membership would come with 10 hours a month, I believe.
Oh, shit, okay.
Of boardroom access, free boardroom access. And again, it's a Saturday, there's no one there, and they're playing music, and it's quite loud to me for what I would expect from a co-working space. Like, it's like coffee shop loud.
Okay.
So I say, oh, do you normally play music in here? She's like, yes, but don't worry, it's just lo-fi beats. I was like, well, that's the fucking worst thing you could have said. She's like, we tried to play music. I had a great 90s playlist going. People thought it was too distracting to work with lyrics. And I'm like, yeah, but I find it more distracting to work with nameless, faceless, AI-produced, basically, like, beeps and boops.
Right.
Like, if anything, give me a Brian Eno ambient album.
Sure.
But she's like, most people have their headphones on, they're listening to music. But I'm like, but I can't listen to music while I work. to do deep work, like thinking work,
Same.
like concepting
Exactly
work.
Yeah.
Cannot do it with music.
No.
So basically, I'm like, yeah, this isn't probably going to work for me, but at least on a monthly basis. But they do have like a daily rate, which is like cheap as chips. It's like, I think it was like $19-20, but they have like free coffee,
day?
free
a
tea.
Full day?
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
Free coffee, free tea. There's an outdoor workspace. There's like beer and wine. I'm like, how are you making? I'll go 3 beers before I leave. Now you're losing money. Anyways, so I'm like, we're touring the place, and then she's like, well, thanks for coming on the tour, but so I said, well, if I want to come in, what do I do? She says, can I have your card? She said, don't worry. I email everyone after the tour just to like follow up, and this is mostly just like a vibe check. We kind of want to make sure that the people here kind of fit together, or there's not going to be anyone sticking out or whatever. Anyways, this woman never emailed me.
Wow.
Never emailed me. And I was so enthusiastic in the place.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this isn't so far from my place, and it's so great. And it was great. It was like super cute. It was relaxed. I could have totally imagined doing like returning email work there.
Yeah.
But she thinks I suck.
Is that what it is, though?
Well, unless she forgot, but if you are a small business owner and someone takes a tour, there weren't anyone else taking the tour. Like, you would think that you would remember to email me to follow up. Hungry for customers, right?
And it wasn't the podcasting thing. She wasn't
No.
like, we don't want this.
No, they love the creative class, JD, of which I'm not a part of because I'm a hack. But they want people that pretend to be of the creative class.
Come on. Interesting. So, okay. Was it the music conversation? How dug in did you get?
Why does she give a shit? Like, why do you care? Like, just take my money. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It's not like she wrote the lo-fi beats.
Right.
First of all, like, lo-fi beats is a phrase that didn't exist. Like, I'm sure people were making a lo-fi, I guess, like, what, like Aphex Twin? I'm sure this stuff existed, but I swear to God, no one was calling it lo-fi beats.
I mean,
I'm calling it, like, electronic music.
yeah. Yeah, totally. Lo-fi beats I discovered maybe 2 years ago, like looking for things to fall asleep to.
Exactly. Because it's like a Spotify playlist or something.
Exactly.
Lo-fi beats.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. I got rejected from a co-working space.
That's.
I mean, I guess my question is, would you feel insulted?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
but
okay,
also,
good. I'm
fuck them.
insulted.
What, like, lo-fi beats is kind of a deal breaker, honestly. It's like, why? Why are you playing music, period? As she said, most people are wearing their headphones anyways.
Yeah, right. That's a great point. Everyone has headphones. Most people have AirPods. If you want the lo-fi beats, be the lo-fi beats you seek in the world. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Play them yourself.
Yeah. I used to belong to a gym, and they would always play music, and I was like, I'm looking around. Fucking everybody's got headphones on. And it was so loud that I had to crank my headphones so high just
on an
to
airplane.
drown out their music. It's just like, what is the point of this?
Well, I would argue the gym should be playing music.
Why?
Like, but not so loud that you have to, because like they're creating a vibe and no one's trying to concentrate, at least in a work-y way. And from like just putting your headphones on, you don't want it to be silent and just hearing grunts.
But everybody's wearing headphones.
I know.
Literally everybody.
They should just be playing music but lower.
Just play it over by the reception desk where it's for them, right? It's for the workers of the place.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, what about someone coming around to clean the treadmill?
Let them wear headphones.
All right. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but anyways, the search for a place to record this podcast continues.
Well, I'm furious with this person for rejecting you. I mean,
I will dox her, and everyone can send her an email asking why.
you should email and say, hey, just to A, see if she forgot, and B, force her to be like, yeah, you're not a right fit for us, and then you ask why. Why not?
Well, you know what I'm going to do? Of course, I'm not going to dox her. I'm going to, because they do day passes.
Okay.
I'm just going to go one day. Like one day when I need to do work and it's chaotic at home, I'm just going to go.
So you don't need to be
Well, we'll see.
approved for
We'll
that.
see. I'm gonna book it. What are they gonna Google me and be like, oh, that guy?
Yeah.
I thought he got the hint, but it looks like we're gonna have to tell him to his face that he's not welcome here.
I guarantee that everybody there is awful. If they rejected
No,
you,
JD,
then
I
they're
think they're
awful.
great. I want to be part of their club. I want to be
No,
part.
you don't want to be part of that club. Just go to a fucking WeWork.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, honestly, what about a library? I'm going to start exploring the libraries of the greater Los Angeles area.
There's a lot of fucking weirdos in libraries, though.
That is the problem, but I'm going to scope it out.
But
I'm
it's
gonna see
free.
how it goes.
It is free.
It's free, and in theory, it's quiet. I suspect that even libraries are playing lo-fi beats now.
Apparently, libraries are like bastions of criminal activity, according to our Discord. Did you see that? Wooblio Balls was talking about how like a bunch of librarians or library directors have like gone down because.
Okay, wait. Let me just recap this because I read it and I was like, this is quite a left turn. So basically, in the Discord, which you can get access to, patreon.com/isthisgood.
Yes.
And they were talking about our mobile games.
Mobile games, yeah.
And they were talking about, like, are they too addictive? And I jumped in. I said, the amount of time I've spent on my iOS Tetris is truly embarrassing, and I wouldn't want anyone to ever see that number. And then they were talking about games that have microtransactions where it's kind of like you kind of don't really realize you're spending money. Mm-hmm. And someone was saying, I was playing this game, I get the bill at the end of the month, $450, and then I had to delete it.
Insane.
And Wooblio Balls, who you might remember from the Tweet of the Week Army.
Captain.
Just some
Captain
great phrases I'm saying today.
Yeah, I know, right?
Love to hear someone that has no idea what I'm talking about try to Google that. Anyways, he works at a library, or is a library director, and he, from this conversation about mobile games, jumps in to say, yeah, don't play mobile games. It's really bad because I know of 4 library directors that have embezzled library funds to pay for microtransactions in mobile games.
Fucking
What?
mind-blowing.
What?
First of all, what funds? You borrow books from the library. It's not like there's a cash flow. 10 cents here and there? Like, I don't know.
How much do you think a late fee is I mean, I haven't been to a library since college, and that was a school library. But
we go to the library quite often, but Rachel is very anal about returning the books, so I don't know. Like,
okay, now, I want her to keep a book for 2 weeks next time.
just to see how much.
See what she racks up.
Yeah. But it can't be that much.
No, it can't be that much. Okay, what else? How else could they be making money? The vending machines.
I guess.
Maybe they do sell extras. Like they have a program. Like we're bringing in this author. We're doing a wine and cheese. It's $5. I don't know.
Wow, you got fancy libraries over there.
Anyways, well, I don't know, but yes, people are embezzling money from libraries. Another reason not to
play mobile
games.
To play mobile games. That's the crazy part.
Well, that should bring us right into housekeeping. So our Patreon live stream hangout is next Thursday, so a week from today.
Nice.
8:30 Eastern. To listen, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. And if you want to check it out on a trial basis, you can do that now. So if you subscribe for the trial in the Great or Goat category, you can come to the live stream, which is always super fun. We also have merch, isthisgoodpod.com. And JD, it's the summer of dunks.
Yes,
did you know that?
I did know that.
So what that means is basically for the summer, we are going to be simulcasting the Is This Good show. So not The Great Beyond,
no.
Just the Is This Good show with the guest.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to stay in our feed, but it's also going to be in the No Dunks feed, and it's going to be a No Dunks guest every week, which benefits me because I don't have to book guests, which is the thing I hate the most about doing the show.
Right.
And benefits them because they get a show that's in their feed that they don't really have to do anything for.
And it benefits me because if we do the show from the Classic Factory, it's a little bit of a lighter lift for me.
And it's one less show you're doing because you're double duty.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yes, it's the summer of dunks, and we're very excited about that. So, again, if you want to hear The Great Beyond, it's still in this feed.
Yeah.
But the other show will be in both places. You can listen to it wherever you want. I'm not going to get upset. But the YouTube is only going to be on the Is This Good channel.
Correct.
Good,
and if you want
clear?
And if you want the show ad-free, subscribe to Patreon because those shows are always ad-free.
Absolutely. And, of course, you could still send us emails at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. I'd like to see some fresh topics, some interesting things. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying, like, don't overthink it if you're going to send me an email and say, oh, I'm not going to send this because it's not original. But I just like a topic that I love when I read an email and go, huh,
Right.
I never would have thought of that.
Right.
Right?
Is there a topic that you've been getting over and over again and you're like, that's too pedestrian, we're never going to touch it?
Honestly, one of the problems is we've been doing the show for enough time that I'm starting to get a lot of questions that we've covered already.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should revisit some topics. Maybe our minds have changed.
That's fine, but sorry, we have to complete a full year of this podcast before we can revisit a topic. I'm not revisiting a topic, though.
That's true. And also, there's so many things out there. Year. We haven't covered everything in the world.
No, but we've covered too many things. And you know what I think another problem is? At the start of the show, the topics were too broad.
Right.
Like, for instance, I remember we did camping. Is this good? Mm-hmm. And now we would do, I don't know, something way more specific.
Right.
Like sleeping under the stars.
Okay.
Instead of a tent.
Yeah.
This show is moved. It's changed.
It's evolving. And that's a
evolving.
good thing.
It's better than it's ever been.
That's a good thing. There's so many in camping. It could be camping with your girlfriend. Is this good? Sleeping
I know,
under the stars.
We burnt the topic. We burnt it.
We haven't.
Next year we can go back. Next year we can go back to you. I'm sorry.
All right.
I have too much respect for this audience, for the people that have been listening since day one. Subscribe to Is This Good on YouTube. Again, that's the only place you could see it, even though the audio version is going to be in the No Dunks feed. And leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I just went and checked them for the first time in a while.
Okay. How are we doing?
There were some good ones. Nothing too recent.
Okay.
I don't have my phone on me because it was creating some digital static on the show, but I would read one, but it's too late. So I'm sure you know that July 21st, 2023, which is tomorrow, it's probably one of the biggest things that's ever happened is happening. Okay? It's the first time ever that 2 movies have been released on the same day.
Yes, I've heard.
It's the first time it's happened. So Oppenheimer and Barbie are being released tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some sneak peeks tonight.
Yeah.
I am a little bit like, why is this such a big deal? Like, I understand that these are 2 big movies, but I looked it up just out of curiosity. The last data I could find was from 2021, which is like during the more like heat of the pandemic. But 406 movies were released in 2021 in theaters. Okay? There's only 52 weeks. So that tells me that a lot of them were released on the same day.
Okay.
And people are also going back and saying, oh, well, this hasn't happened since July 18th, 2008. Dark Knight and Mamma Mia.
Okay, now that's a double feature I'd get into.
Yeah, but like at least Oppenheimer and Barbie are 2 huge movies that like one could be bigger than the other. Now it seems pretty definitive. Barbie is going to be open much bigger than Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But was there any doubt that Dark Knight was going to destroy Mamma Mia, at least in terms of, box office? No. I'm going to answer the question for you. No. And mostly I'm just upset because it seems like I missed my chance to see Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning in IMAX. Because now all the IMAXs have moved to Oppenheimer.
Yeah. That's why I saw it. I saw it.
You saw Dead Reckoning?
Yes, I saw it on Sunday because
so jealous.
Exactly because of this. And you know what's happening as well?
I speak to you twice a week on air, and then every other day in text. You couldn't have warned me? You know I'm excited for it.
I figured you would have seen it already.
I know. I'm in the middle of moving, JD. I got things on the go. I'm sorry.
Priorities, though, man. Priorities.
Yeah. Okay, and did you love it?
I loved it. Yeah.
Okay.
100%. I loved it. I won't say anything other than there are some hilarious Fast X parallels.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. And I'll just leave it at that. And we can discuss it next time.
But it's much better than Fast X.
Oh, yeah. It's much better. It's 1,000 times better. Of course it's better. I mean, come on.
Okay. Anyway, so now, Barbenheimer, Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same day. And what I was going to say is there's this Barbenheimer phenomenon.
Yeah.
I would say shout out, let me mention the Discord again, patreon.com/isthisgood. Dan the Pie Man, he's Barbenheiming, which is seeing both of them back to back.
So is our man Jerome. He's doing it tomorrow, I think. Yeah.
Lovely. My question for you was going to be, would you ever do this? And if you did, which would you see first?
Yeah, great question. Both great questions. I would 100% do this if it was a different movie. I have no interest in seeing Barbie at all. Like, maybe the Greta Gerwig thing definitely intrigues me, but I am not going to the theater to see Barbie. Like, no, it's just not happening.
That's a streaming for me.
Now, it could be amazing. I haven't read any reviews. I haven't,
It's getting good reviews.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Lego movie was a masterpiece.
Yes,
it was great. And you would before the Lego if you remember back to, they're making a movie about Lego called the Lego Movie. That sounds ridiculous. It's going to bomb horrifically. So I don't want to be like that about the Barbie movie.
Yeah, okay, counterpoint. Did you hear they're making a movie about the game Battleship? It's going to bomb terribly.
Exactly.
Well, you'd be right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Also, there are aliens.
Exactly. Anyways, but I would do this if I had the time and it was something other than Barbie. Like last year, the big meme was when Minions came out, The Rise of Gru, I think. Was that last year?
Sure.
And, my kids, like Lincoln and his friends, all dressed up in suits to go.
They did the Gentle Minions.
The Gentle Minions. And I think that's a hilarious thing to do. Like, it's fun just as a bunch of teenagers in suits dressed up to watch Minions. It's funny. So I like that kind of thing. But I don't know.
Just answer the question of which you would go to first then.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to get into it.
To me, there's only one answer.
Okay, well, I asked, I was going to get into this, but I was running out of time with Jerome on Slack. He's seeing Oppenheimer first and then Barbie. Now,
that is 100% the correct way to do it.
That's the way to do it, because when you gaze into the gaping maw of the abyss, you want something to pull you back and,
yes, 100%.
And soothe your soul. Sure. But I think, in my mind, Oppenheimer is going to be the better movie, so I would want to see the better movie second. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're talking about 3 hours. You're going to be on hour 5 of sitting in a seat.
Yeah,
You're not going to be giving it the care and attention it deserves.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. The answer is to see Barbie second, but I just have zero interest in Barbie. That's all.
I know. Okay,
but I can see it being a nice palate cleanser for sure.
Yes, I think that's what you want. But okay, so I actually created a little game for you.
Okay, I love games.
So I mentioned the last time this happened, or at least what people are talking about online, is Dark Knight versus Mamma Mia. So now we have Barbie Oppenheimer. People are calling it Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
Dark Knight and Mamma Mia. People called it the Dark Mama.
Okay? I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I didn't know either. But I've collected some other movies that came out on the same date, and I'm going to make up a portmanteau, a smashed together name.
Okay.
And I need you to tell me what the two movies are that came out on the same date. So I'm going to give you the date, and I'm going to give you the smashed together thing that I made up.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, May 21st, 1980. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Remember where you were on that date.
Yep.
Okay. Shining Empire.
Shining Empire. The Shining and Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, boom! Right off the bat. Okay. November 22nd, 1995. Toysino.
Casino and Toy Story.
Oh, he's good. He's good. Now, are you going just off the name, or is the year helping?
The year is definitely helping.
Okay.
For sure.
July 12th, 1991. Break Boys.
Bad Boys and Point Break.
No? I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Okay, here's the hint that'll seal it for you. Break Boys. Boys spelled Boyz.
Oh, Boys in the Hood?
Yes.
And Point Break.
That's right.
Okay.
July 15th, 1988. Fish Hard.
Sorry, the date again?
July 15th, 1988.
Fish Called Wanda and Die Hard.
Oh, God, this guy's...
All of these are banger double features, I have to say.
I mean, much better than Dark Knight and Mamma Mia. No offense.
I don't know about that. You know I love ABBA. You know I love Meryl Streep. You know I love
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
You know I like Stellan Skarsgård.
I just actually thought of a good internet mashup. You're a whiz with the old Avid editing machine.
Sure.
Take Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
Yeah.
And like take Kevin Kline in Fish Called Wanda.
Okay.
And like have a scene where like Bruce Willis is like running from the people that are trying to kill him, and have him go, "It's Ken coming to kill me." All right, last one, and it's my favorite.
Okay.
So I saved it for last. I'm sure you're gonna get it. June 26th, 1987.
Okay.
It's what happens when you haven't masturbated in a while. Full balls.
Full balls. Okay.
Full balls. See, this is why I can't podcast at a co-working space. I can't loudly say, full balls!
Full balls. Okay, so Spaceballs. What was the date again?
1987, June 26, 1987.
Full.
I will say you got the first one right.
Spaceballs and... blanking over here. Is full the first word or...
Yes.
Full...
And it's probably one of the most famous war movies of all time.
Oh, Full Metal Jacket.
You got them all, JD.
Damn, I needed a hint there.
Bangers
That was great.
only.
Great trivia.
Fun game, huh?
Yeah, really fun.
Anyways, movies has been coming. This just goes to show movies have been coming out on the same date since at least dating back to, 1980. The year before I was born.
Yeah.
That was the first time it had ever happened. John Lennon had just died and people were going fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Did you watch the 2 videos I sent you?
Yes, I did.
Had you seen, before I say what they are, had you seen them before I sent them to you?
I saw the Gang one, but in the context, it just popped up in my feed and it was like... it was like somebody, like a Gen Xer trying to understand what a Gen Zer is saying. And I think it was Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar sort of looking at a monitor.
Okay.
Like watching the video. And yeah.
So I sent JD the TikTok live stream by creator Pinky Doll.
Yes.
And if you haven't seen it by now, I guess basically... it is a woman staring directly at the camera. You could see most of her body. She's standing up. And through the app, people are feeding her various items. Mm-hmm. And she is responding to them as if she was an NPC, a non-playable character in a video game. The ones you can't control that sort of move in robotic ways and repeat the same sentences over and over. And mainly she just keeps saying, "Ice cream so good. Yeah. Gang, gang. Ice cream so good. Yum, yum." And it was one of those things when I saw it earlier this week that I was like, what the fuck is this? And already now that I've seen it a million times and I've been explained what it was because I did not realize what it was,
right.
I'm already like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, this is totally normal to me now. But I was curious what you thought and if, like, for instance, your kids, because they know about NPCs and TikTok and like, is this part of youth culture or is this like old man looking to be like, all the kids are into NPC live streams these days, and your kids are like, what the fuck are you talking about, Dad?
Well, I don't think they're not on TikTok. I don't think my kids. I'm sure they've seen it. I didn't ask them about it because I felt weird showing it to them. I'll show them anything, but it's like, here, check out this video that I'm sure most of the people watching this live are jerking off to right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's like, I want to see if I wrote down from the article. I didn't copy it in, but there was a New York Times article about it, and it's the best way to understand any youth culture is to read about it in the paper of record. But it was saying like how she denies that it's sexy in any way, and they brought in like some professor to be like, even though the context may shift, and some of these internet phenomenons can become decontextualized from its intended point, and some may see it as sexual. I'm like, All right, buddy. You didn't need a PhD to tell me that, like, an attractive woman slurping that fucking weirdos everywhere were going to be J-O-ing to it. I mean, I don't...
Yeah. We didn't need any think pieces. Although, an explanation of them are... Like, I read a Washington Post article on it, and it was just like this. It was supposed to explain it, and it's like, it's like in the cross section of social media and sex work, basically, is what they said. And I'm like, yeah, exactly right.
Well, first of all, can I give a big shout out to her last name is Sinon, and she's from Montreal, my hometown. Big ups.
Which one is that?
The ice cream's so good.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And Montreal is actually, we are like really on the vanguard of pornography. Like, you know that Pornhub is a Montreal company?
I did know that.
All those companies. I think they own the whole conglomerate.
Wow.
Brazzers?
That's
Brazzers
Canadian.
seems so American to me.
Totally. The name
Montreal,
sounds American.
owned and operated.
Oh my God.
So it says in the article she makes between $2,000 and $3,000 per stream. So what the people are feeding her, I guess, are like coins, but they have had to pay. So they have a monetary value. And I saw someone tweet that the reason she's saying ice cream's so good the most often is because ice cream is the cheapest thing you can give someone.
Okay. So, sorry.
More expensive thing being hat and mustache. Very expensive hat and mustache. Ice cream and gang, very cheap.
Once, yeah.
Balloon popping, I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle. And if people want to hear more ASMR, let us know in the comments. Anyway, so she says she makes between $2,000 and $3,000 per stream. And then across all her social media accounts, which include Instagram and OnlyFans, she puts that number at $7,000 a day.
Wow.
A day. And it's probably U.S. money that's going 30% extra in Montreal.
Damn.
Yeah, so
incredible.
Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
well, if you happen
where's
to...
the juice though? Like, like the juice is for the person is just like, all right. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna say the ice cream thing. Why am I paying for that?
I think another creator, I forget their name. No, I didn't write it down. But there's another creator that does this, and they said that part of the attraction is to see if they'll break character. And like they're getting too many things, and they, God forbid you should get a gang and say ice cream so yummy, or you get a balloon pop, and you do hat and mustache. So I guess that's part of the fun. And part of the fun.
How are you keeping track? Like, who's keeping track? Are people keeping score with this kind of thing? I mean,
no, but like you'll see, like maybe they'll laugh or something.
Break character.
I think that someone broke because like Timbaland was in one of the streams, like the producer.
Oh, really?
And they were like, "Holy shit, Timbaland!"
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the comment, or in this case, comments of the week. JD, this week they're all about you.
Me? Okay.
So Modi Gabi 503 said this was a YouTube comment under last week's show with Ryan. Was this with Ryan Nanny? Yes, where the email. Remember, someone made a reference to Train Spotting. I tried to take it out on the fly and failed miserably. Anyway, so this user says, I watched the Train Spotting movie in the starters days because I think Matt mentioned that in a Drop podcast. Okay. Terrible movie, and it didn't make heroin look fun. Matt's obsession with BS movies will waste 2 hours of your life. Do not take his recommendations for movies. JD. Now he has great cinematic taste.
Oh.
So
it sounds like it's about you as well, not just me.
Well, I'm just saying these are all complimenting you.
Oh, okay.
So saying you have great taste. I don't think the point of Train Spotting was to make heroin look fun. I think you might have missed the point of that. But anyways, go off. I stand behind Train Spotting.
I liked Train Spotting too. I mean, the original, not two.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, even JD, who you say has great cinematic taste, likes this movie.
Yeah, I would.
Ergo, I have great taste.
I got into a big argument with a guy about Train Spotting and how I think it does glamorize heroin use, even though there's a baby dies.
A dead baby.
Yeah.
That crawls on a ceiling.
Yeah.
And their lives get completely ruined.
Yeah.
And he crawls into a toilet.
And
it makes detoxing look like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, the detoxing doesn't look good, but the heroin use looks amazing.
I mean, look,
you have
it is
like
one of those things where you see like 90s kind of heroin chic, in this case literally people running around, fucking cool as fuck people set to a cool as fuck soundtrack,
exactly,
with a cool as fuck director. I understand what you mean, but I didn't certainly. You know what? I guess actually I definitely, when I've read the book, I read the book in school, if you could believe that, and watched the movie when it came out. And you're right, I actually did think heroin looked cool as hell.
Exactly.
All right. So then this guy's wrong in both ways. It did make heroin look fun. But I think the message of the movie was that heroin is bad.
Of course. Yes. Absolutely. I agree with that. And I obviously thought that as well. But I think that there are people out there who would find it glamorous. That's all. And by the way, I think we have pretty similar other than I enjoy a Marvel movie much more than you will. Mm-hmm. I think that's the only difference between our music,
that's the main thing. I don't, superhero genre, not really my thing. All right, so this one's an email, JD.
Okay.
Remember last week we were on The Great Beyond, which was Patreon only.
Yes.
But I will just very briefly, JD talked about how he was on a bender in Las Vegas last week, and he got so drunk he had to leave a meeting with his agent.
Yes.
And then on the way home, his nose started to bleed, and we were joking about being in Vegas and doing cocaine, and that everyone probably thought this guy was high. Mm-hmm. All right, so my hair, who is a patron, and also a doctor we learned on last week's live stream hangout. So again, come hang out next Thursday. You're going to learn all sorts of things. He says, cocaine is a vasoconstrictor. In brackets, he writes, clamps down blood cells. We can actually prescribe it in rare cases to stop nosebleeds.
Oh my God.
So in JD's nosebleed in Vegas, cocaine might have paradoxically helped. A bit counterintuitive because cocaine obviously can cause nosebleeds as well, albeit a different mechanism, direct friction with the substance. As a doctor and p-hound, I felt obligated to send this update. Still need to get the wife to take a picture of me in the ITG shirt to send over. Stay gangster, Maher, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. So I forgot to. I have a little translation key for him. Anyways, what do you think, JD? Would you have done a little pharmaceutical-grade cocaine to get rid of your nosebleed?
I mean, as he says, it sounds counterintuitive. Like, it's hard to imagine snorting cocaine when your nose is bleeding, especially the way it was. But fuck yes, I would. And he said it's a vasoconstrictor?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be the answer to the headaches that I get.
Okay, well, coke was medicinal back in the day. Like Sherlock Holmes was a little...
Yeah.
Is snuff cocaine?
What's that?
Or is snuff like the thing Sherlock Holmes was always inhaling? Is that cocaine?
I don't know, actually. It could be.
Or I mean, coke was in Coca-Cola. Like, it was, medicinal.
Yeah. You could get heroin, too, like morphine in a bottle.
This is just like in the same way that LSD could have medicinal properties, or MDMA can have medicinal properties, or psilocybin. And then the government takes it all away from us. The government took away my cocaine, put it on a bumper sticker.
Yeah. Damn. Well, Maher, when you get that picture, and you send along a little prescription.
A little taste. A little taste for daddy.
It's
just a little bump.
For medicinal purposes. Just medicinal purposes.
All right. And then finally, just a nice thing to end on. Chum Guzzler. Okay, there is an H in there. Chum Guzzler says, and this was just no context, just wanted to say it. Mad respect to JD for producing thousands of podcasts for us to enjoy. Thank you for working so much.
Oh.
So welcome. I thought I would just read that to you.
Thank you.
And say people are taking notice of how much you're doing. No dunks. Is this good?
Mm-hmm.
Great Beyond, which is still, is this good? Mm-hmm. No bunts.
Yes.
No buffs.
Yes.
No breaks.
We're not doing no breaks these days.
No free time.
No free time, that's right.
Are you taking a vacation this summer from producing these thousands of podcasts? Or is your vacation having Is This Good in both feeds so you only have to do one show?
That's literally my vacation.
Okay.
It's going to allow for maybe 8 extra hours a week, which I will probably spend on pickleball.
Great.
And I may actually drive to Missouri at one point for a weekend or something.
Yes, okay. I think you must.
Yeah.
I think that is part of your homework assignment.
Okay.
All right, so listen to next week's show. That's coming out Monday, July 24th. The first guest of Summer of Dunks, one J.E. Skeets. We talk company outings. We talk making bets that alter your appearance. We found out how long it takes an eyebrow to grow back. Mm-hmm. We found out why he got stuck in Las Vegas, which he promised us was in the Is This Good exclusive. So, JD, if you hear him talking about it on tomorrow's drop, for instance,
I need
to cut
his
him
mic.
Off.
I'll cut his
mic.
Yep.
We talk about bringing your own Tupperware to restaurants. A fascinating conversation, which I think is going to become a thing. Again, email us, isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a nice review on Apple Podcasts. You know, if you appreciate JD so much for producing all these thousands of podcasts, maybe instead of leaving that as a comment, leave that as a Apple Podcast review.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, of course.
So...
And I'll help
this man gave you podcasts, and now he's giving you the world's first Nutella ice cream. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what he's doing for you. All right, this was JD and Matt reaching out from the great beyond. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week.